Hello, everybody, and welcome to this segment of HCAM Sports Talk. Tom Nappi here, and I am joined by Keene and Andy Barron. Guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Great to be back. Great to be back.
Yes, we haven't had Jared on the show in a while. Good to see you, Jared. Lucky Andy gets to go to Vegas and avoid the blizzard that could be heading our way. We'll talk a little bit about the upcoming weather situation because it could get real interesting here. But Andy, you're going to be running a 5K in Vegas. So why don't you share a little bit of the details about that?
Yes. So I'll be heading out to Las Vegas coming up, flying out Friday morning, heading out to Las Vegas to run the Rock and Roll Racing Series. They host races all over the country, cities like Washington, D.C., San Diego, Nashville. I think they do one also in Arizona as well. I think in Tempe or Phoenix. But Las Vegas is the one. I just think that's the entertainment capital of the world. There's so many things happen out in Las Vegas, and they've been doing it out here now for many years. And so Saturday night I'll be running a 5K up at the Fremont Street Experience, which is the old section of Las Vegas, where the Four Queens are and a couple other historic casinos are. And then I turn around and run again on Sunday night. They have a 10K and a half marathon going off simultaneously. I'll be running the 10K on Sunday, and that is on the Las Vegas Strip. They actually shut down the Las Vegas Strip. It's shut down both directions, and
so you're going to be doing multiple races.
Multiple races, yeah.
Wow.
I got my work cut out for me. So it's a lot of it's going to be a lot of mind over matter kind of going into this, but with over 30-something thousand plus runners going on both days, I think it's just a massive race. And again, you're in Las Vegas. The weather looks great. I think temperatures are supposed to be in the mid to low 60s, which is great for Las Vegas at this time of the year. There's no way they could host this over the summer. It would just be blazing, scorching hot. So, and there's no humidity in Las Vegas, so the 60s actually seem really nice. Low temperatures getting to be about the 40s, but compared to what we've gone through this winter, I'll take it.
Well, it's going to be better than the weather is going to be here. That's for sure.
That is for sure. Yes, and I'm very excited. So, Saturday don't want to go too hard because I know I got the 10K coming up on Sunday. We start right outside the T-Mobile Arena, and then we finish right outside the Bellagio. So you run literally right down the Strip. Just lights, glamour everywhere, people everywhere, and this is going to be quite the experience. Really looking forward to it.
Weren't you saying this is the like one of the few times that they shut down the Strip as well?
One of the few times. They really don't shut it down much at all. The only time they'll shut it down is for New Year's Eve, and I believe when Formula One racing comes to Las Vegas. But other than that, it's not a big. They do not shut this Strip down. So this is a big thing.
That's awesome. There you go.
That's really cool.
After you run, you could hop over to the Bellagio, put some bets in, and you're all set.
Maybe a few slots. Maybe not. I don't know.
Now, are you running to raise money for any charity or something?
No, I am not. But I did make a donation to St. Jude. They're a big sponsor of this race, so they'll be there. I help them out a little bit, and it's a great organization, and this is a great event. People from all over the country coming to run out here in Las Vegas, and it should be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm just looking forward to the experience. Las Vegas is a fun city. It's a good time. The other thing I tell people about Las Vegas
sometimes it's a city that's too fun, though.
Tom, you put me on the spot here, but
but you're a good boy. We all know that.
The thing about Las Vegas, it's a walking city. It's really very accessible to get around. Everything's right in the area. So, I mean, it's I'm staying right near the Strip as well. Like I'm literally right a street off the Strip, and everything's right there. I mean, it's just these hotels that they have there are just incredible, really. I mean, you walk into these places, you get lost. I mean, they're just so big. They're massive.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to have a segment on the show. We'll look at your pictures and have you reminisce about your times in Vegas. So
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Really cool. Really, really
Thank you.
cool.
Very cool. We wish you the best of luck in
Yep.
your
I'm gonna need
running
it.
ventures.
I'm gonna need
I'm
it.
sure you'll do just great. At least you won't have to run through the blizzard we're going to get here. So that's good.
That's a whole. Yeah, I mean,
But
that's a whole other
speaking of
story.
that, just a little weather update for people. There is potential for a pretty big storm Sunday into Monday. Now, with every storm situation in New England, especially snowstorms, it could be a complete miss. Sure, that there's always a chance of that, but they're looking pretty sure that we're going to get something out of this. So, and it could be a hurricane type of winter storm situation where it's just like a full out blizzard. So keep an eye on it, folks.
Well, that I was telling you guys before I came on the show is that affects me because now I'm supposed to fly back from Vegas on Monday morning, 10:30 Las Vegas time.
For you, you get another extra couple days.
Well, the temperatures
Feel
are
so
supposed to be
bad for you.
in the 70s Monday and Tuesday, so that might not be a bad
So you
idea.
get to miss the storm and the shoveling out. So you're all
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I have some people that come to my house and take care. Thank goodness to take care of that for me. So it's
Well, there you go.
That's
we'll be
awesome.
okay,
I'm
regardless
going
of
to
what
share. I'm
happens.
going to share a bit of a hot take though right now, and I follow the weather pretty closely. I follow a couple of guys on Facebook. The one page that I trust the most, which is New England Weather Guy based out of New Hampshire,
Yep.
He's
is
good.
basically calling out everybody else, saying that they're hyping this up this weekend and it's going to be like a miss or a bust. And he's pretty confident it's going to
Okay.
be a miss. And he's like the first guy that I trusted,
Mhm.
kind of on some of this stuff. So, it's weird because again, he's calling out like all these other pages that are hyping it up, trying to get clicks and clickbait and
Sure, sure.
views and all that. Oh my God, massive winter storm. Nope,
The,
3 to 5 inches.
the one I follow, which seems to be pretty good, is S&E Weather.
Yeah,
Now,
they're decent. The one I don't like is my personal weatherman. He just goes all like he's I don't know,
yeah.
he goes a bit over the top, I think, sometimes.
Well,
And
yeah, and I'm not trying to go over the top. I'm just telling people keep an eye on the situation because
yeah,
I didn't
no,
even know
definitely.
about it
We
until
could. We,
today.
we very well could. It very well could happen. But
Yeah.
I think I'd be based on that, I think I'd be pretty shocked if we got like 30 inches and 45-mile-an-hour winds this weekend. We might get 6 to 10 inches or something, but that's better than 30 inches,
Well, the thing with
you
this storm,
know.
it's not even really the amount. The amount's gonna be significant if it does hit, like they say it's going to.
Yeah, for sure.
But
It would be
but
awful.
the winds could be crazy with this
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
So
Right.
that's the thing you really got to be careful of is the wind because
Yeah,
then
because
it
then power and all that, power lines,
right,
all that good stuff.
but
So,
but
right.
there's our random weather segment for
yeah,
HCAM Sports Talk.
yeah.
And now I guess we should probably talk some sports because that's what we're here to do. I haven't been looking forward to talking about the Super Bowl because it was just depressing. But the fact that they got there is amazing. No one expected it. This team definitely overachieved, and it was a very fun season. Overall. Obviously, the Super Bowl not so fun, but the season itself was amazing. Uh, I think in the Super Bowl game, Drake May's shoulder was definitely an issue. Even watching the pregame show, he did not look like he had a whole lot of confidence going into it, and he certainly didn't look confident on the field. So I think his shoulder played a massive role. The Patriots were trying to downplay it the whole time, but he clearly wasn't right. He wasn't throwing the football right, and he did make a couple of poor decisions which may or may not have been because of the shoulder. He's made poor decisions at certain times during the season, like every rookie sophomore quarterback kind of does. But yeah, I think his shoulder was a big issue. Jared, we'll start with you. What are your overall thoughts on how that Super Bowl went and on Drake May?
I think in terms of the shoulder, I guess I'll address that first. I think it was maybe a bit of an issue, but I don't think it was probably as much of an issue as you think. To me, this game came down to a couple of really simple things. Um, Stopping the run, which we couldn't do, establishing the run on offense, which we also couldn't do, and protecting the quarterback, which we definitely did not do. Um, Drake maybe made a couple of poor decisions, maybe made a couple of bad throws, but I think I put that more on Seattle's defense. They were getting pressure with their front four all night. Obviously Will Campbell had a bit of a tough game. I think he will be good and improve a lot going forward. Obviously, maybe his knee was bothering him a bit. Um, but I think Seattle's defense was top tier. And I don't think there's anything else you can really say. I mean, we had what, 50 yards of offense in the first half? I mean, that kind of says it all. We're a good offense. We were a good offensive team all year. Drake was outstanding this year. We showed a good run game at times. We had some guys that caught the ball for us. So I think to be held to 50 yards of offense in the first half and not be able to get anything going all night, you have to credit Seattle. They were the better team, and they deserved it. I think in a situation like this, I would have been a lot more disappointed if this was a game that I thought was extremely winnable, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it could have been winnable. But again, the fact of the matter is we lost to a better team. That happens, and they deserved it.
Yep.
Credit to Seattle. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think it was a winnable game. But as I said to Andy when we did our Super Bowl pick show, am I thinking that the Pats are going to win this game? The way I put it is my heart says Pats, my brain says Seahawks.
Yep.
And, I didn't pick the Seahawks just because of how far behind I am in the picks. Okay. I picked them because I did think they were going to win. I thought they had
Fair.
more
That's
offensive
fair.
weapons. And I can't say I've never made a pick because of the standings, but that's a different story. But this one wasn't. But I thought they had the better defense. I thought they had the better offensive situation as far as weapons. And I thought the Pats were going to have a really tough time stopping Seattle's running game. The run is one of the things that they've struggled with, not all season, but at times, especially against really good running backs. And, obviously there's the concern of Jackson Smith and Jigba. How do you contain that guy? And they actually they contained him relatively well. He wasn't the issue. Kenneth Walker was the issue. But I thought Seattle was just all around, just very well built. And uh, they were red hot going into this thing. And the Pats, were they hot going into it? Sure. But let's not forget, they beat Houston. It was good. The defense won that game against Houston. And obviously, the defense sometimes has to win the games. Uh, and then you had the blizzard in Denver, which you just barely got through against a backup quarterback. I'm not even convinced they win that game if they weren't playing a backup quarterback. So I was very concerned about the Pats' offense heading into this game. It just didn't look right. It didn't look like the offense we saw towards the end of the season. So I thought they were going to struggle a bit, especially if Drake May couldn't play lights out like he was in the last few weeks of the regular season. If we got the Drake May we saw against Houston or Denver, I thought they were going to have a tough time, and unfortunately they did. Andy, what are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with what you and Jared both said. I mean, it was a tough loss. It was tough to watch. Um, I always say this going in to the playoffs. The game is won in the trenches, and the Patriots were just completely manhandled on the offensive
Yep.
line, really
Yep.
from start to finish. Very similar to Super Bowl 42 when we lost to the Giants. When the Patriots offensive line was completely dominated in that game, and same
And
thing happened here.
I just want to
Um,
add on to your point there because it's a great point. The offensive line was atrocious, and that needs to be addressed first thing in the draft and in the offseason. They need an
Agreed.
offensive
Agreed.
line to protect Drake May.
Fully agree. Yep.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. It needs to be addressed. And that's the next big thing now is going into the NFL draft. You have
And
to
we'll
address it.
talk a lot about the draft coming up as well and different pieces that they need. But go ahead, continue on with
Yeah,
what you're
I
saying.
just, the other thing too here is I think that's getting a little overlooked. The Patriots receivers were getting open. I saw on several occasions that they had receivers open and they just didn't connect. Um, but that's what happens in a game like this. You know, everything gets magnified. I also think, too, Seattle never made that mistake. Like, we couldn't force a turnover. We had to force a turnover in that game, and it just didn't happen. Um, it was just a weird game. It didn't have really any flow to it.
No.
It really didn't. It's hard to have a flow to a game when you only can generate 50 yards of offense in the first half. But the thing is they were still in it. All right,
Right. It
you're
was
up and down 19-0. It wasn't looking good. Then you have that quick drive. Mac Hollins scores. You then have Seattle punt. Then they're starting to move the ball a little bit. Hey, they're they're getting Seattle back on their heels a little bit, and then boom,
Oh, that horrid interception. That was one of the
horrid.
worst interceptions I've ever
Yeah.
seen. That was
And it
terrible.
didn't have to happen because you were starting to move the ball. I'm not saying that the Patriots were going to win the game. They probably weren't going to. But if you did put 7 up here, now Seattle is starting to get back on their feet. And I know this didn't affect the game, but why wasn't there a flag thrown on that Seattle player who punched somebody in the face? Are
Yep.
you
Yes,
kidding me?
there
Yep.
definitely should have been.
But why?
Without a
Like,
doubt.
how do you miss that? How do you miss that? That could have changed the entire complexion of the game. And like I said, the Patriots probably weren't going to win, but that should have been a flag. That should have been a penalty.
Yes,
Nothing,
it should have
nothing
been.
just didn't go our way. Nothing just didn't go our way, and the better team did win. I'm not taking anything away from Seattle, but there were some things that I saw that could have been better. I thought Travion Henderson should have been involved more, throwing him some screens. He's been doing this all year, breaking these plays, and they kept going to Ramondre Stevenson. Travion Henderson's the guy moving forward. He's got the speed and whatnot. I still don't think they use the tight ends enough. Um,
Well,
it was just there was just no flow to this game.
it felt like every offensive play they were trying to make had to be, you know, big or nothing.
But I don't think it had to be. I think they had
Exact.
time.
It didn't have to be, and I don't know why they had that strategy. I mean, all season long they've nickeled and dimed their way up the field.
That's
They've
fine.
been strategic about it, and yeah, they'll throw in a big pass attempt every now and then, and sometimes it pans out, and sometimes it did pan out. But in this game, it was like going for big pass after big pass. Like
They
that,
didn't have to
that
do
the
that.
pass the interception was on was what, a 50-yard pass or something, and a
Yeah,
double coverage. It was terrible. Well,
you were
why
only
would
down.
you throw that?
You were
I
only
just
down
don't get
12
it.
to nothing at the half. You were still as bad as you played. You were still in that game. You still were in striking distance. But then you come out and stop the half a 3-and-out. You just can't do that. I
And
mean,
You
that's
know,
why I think. Sorry, Judd, but I just want to get a point in. That's why I think the shoulder was an issue because they seemed desperate to make big plays, and I've
yeah,
never seen them look like that or be that desperate to make a big play. Go ahead,
right.
Judd.
see, I think it's for a different reason. I don't think it was the shoulder in terms of trying to make a big play. If I'm being honest, I think them trying to hit a big play when they were still in the game showed that um, they I guess feared and felt that they had to strike quick in order to stay in the game against a really quality opponent. To me again, that felt like, again, when you got behind against a good team like that, you had to try to do something quick or else you were going to fall behind even more. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm speculating there, but again, maybe Patriots were like, okay, this is a good team. We can't be down. We have to try to hit quick and try to stay in this game as much as we can.
Yeah, but wouldn't it occur to
That's
you
that's
that
my guess, but yeah. And also, I'm gonna make a couple of points here. Tom, you mentioned Smith and Jigba, 4 catches for 27 yards, and we still lost by double digits. To
yeah.
me, again, that shows we're up against a much better team. They controlled the game in every facet.
Mhm.
I mean, again, Andy's right. We had them on their heels a little bit. Matt Collins catches a TD. We were moving the ball. Yeah, tough INT. Bad decision by Drake, for sure. But um, when a guy who had over 1,800 yards receiving this year is held to 4 catches for 27 yards, and you still lose by double digits, again, like I don't know, that says a
See,
lot to
I
me.
don't think the defense was the reason you lost this game. The
I don't,
defense,
I don't, I don't either at all. And I
yeah,
think Christian Gonzalez played a heck of a game.
He was great. He was great.
If he doesn't make a few plays there,
sign
we're losing that
him
game, but
now.
we lose that game by 30 if he doesn't make a couple of plays.
Give that man,
Um,
pay that man. Give him a
yep,
big
agreed.
Yes,
contract. You
I
need him.
agree.
He is one of the best in the league. You need him.
Need to
Go
sign
ahead.
him.
Agreed. I'm
Yep.
going to make one other point here, and that's quarterback situation. Um, Drake was one of the best scrambling quarterbacks in the league this year, and he literally didn't even have time to scramble because Seattle's front four was getting so much
Right.
pressure.
Right.
On the flip side, Sam Darnold is not a scrambling quarterback. He can throw on the run, but Sam Darnold made some plays. He didn't play his butt off, but he made some plays. He escaped Milton Williams probably 6 times. Milton Williams had been dead to rights about seven
Yeah.
times. And he would escape and find, somebody down the field for 15 yards and keep a drive going. I give credit to Sam Darnold. He made some plays there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that can be a difference in a game. They kept some drives going, then they hit the TD to AJ Barner. Yeah, then you're in some trouble. Then you're definitely in some trouble.
We just weren't able to make that play. And so we were just a step slower, a step too late. And you can't do that in a game like this. But
Yep,
it doesn't diminish what the team accomplished.
not
They
at
were
all.
one
Not at
one
all.
win away from winning a Super Bowl. You have the coach, you have the quarterback. Drake May is still young. He's only been in the league for 2 years. He's got some growing to learn, and this was a tough outing for him. All
Yep,
right. It was. It was. It was he
yep,
was just
Oh,
completely
absolutely.
overwhelmed in this game. But I am still feeling very confident about where this team is going.
agreed. Fully agree.
You just need to add a few more pieces. And you're in the mix next year. Listen, I'm tired of hearing about schedules, this and that. Baloney. All right. They
Yep,
won the games they were supposed to win. They had 3 tough playoff games. They just lost to a better team. But it doesn't
yep.
mean they are going to be in the mix. I'm not saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl again next year, but they're going to be in the mix. The Super Bowl loser doesn't usually fare well the following year. That is a fact. But this team is going in the right direction.
Yeah.
There are a lot of teams in the AFC. Kansas City's on their way down. Pittsburgh, the Chargers, the Texans, the Patriots are still right there. They will be right there again this next year.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
absolutely. I agree 100%. I think offensive line needs to be
Addressed.
100%.
addressed.
100%.
They were terrible.
I do believe in Will Campbell. I think he'll be good going forward. Again,
He was
obviously,
one
maybe his
of
knee
the
was hurting him.
worst. He got
What?
owned all game long.
No, he did. Again, I don't disagree at all,
But
Tom.
I
But
think he is good. I think
I think moving forward, he will eventually develop into a better player.
You have a
Right.
lot of
Again,
young.
he had a terrible outing, 14 pressures allowed,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most of any offensive lineman in any Super Bowl.
But he was also dealing with, the top rushers in the country.
Yeah, again, he was up
in
against one of the
league.
best front fours in the league, if not the best front four in the league. I mean,
Right.
those guys are beasts.
But
You
he had no help. There was no one
No.
else that could really help him out. The O line was just owned. So
Here's
you
my
need to
question
build it
though.
up.
Offensively, would you guys rather go after AJ Brown or George Pickens?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, because I think
Okay.
Brown
Brown.
is more of a big playmaker, and I think
Pickens
he
can make some
wants-
plays. Pickens had a heck of a year.
I also think he'd give some kind of a deal because I think he really wants to come here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I told you guys this in the group text the other day. I think AJ Brown needs a change. I think he's done with
Yep.
Philadelphia. I think he battles. I think he fights.
Yep.
I think he would be a.
I think you can get a good
huge-
deal for him too. Maybe a couple of picks, a second and a third rounder or something. I think I saw maybe. I think I'd be
Hey,
fine with that.
you play your cards right. Maybe you can get both of them.
But if we also trade for Max Crosby, then that's a different story.
Ooh,
So
Crosby would be awesome.
he's
That
a
would
beast.
be
He's an
incredible.
animal. He's
Yeah.
an
he is
absolute
an
animal.
absolute game-changing player. Can you imagine him out there with Barmore and Milton Williams
Yep.
and Jones and Gonzalez?
Ooh.
This guy changes everything on
Yep.
your defense. He potentially could be like a this is a great player. Like I'm talking a guy who, if you look at some of the old time Patriots players coming through here, this guy would be right there. He's a home
Yep.
wrecker. He changes everything on that defense.
And I think he wants to be on a good team, and he's even mentioned the Patriots. So
He has. He
That's
has.
what I'm saying, guys. Listen, players want to come here now. They
Right.
want to play here. They want to play for Mike Vrabel. You have the quarterback. You have the pieces in place. And again,
and that's what's great, the appeal of wanting to come to New England
wanna come here.
back.
Yeah.
No one.
Again, not only do we have a coach who's going to lead us going forward and turn things around this year, but the appeal of playing for him. He's clearly a coach you want to play for. So I think that's
Correct.
massive. To
Right.
have
And, you
that is
know, all
massive.
these guys are hearing from their buddies on the Patriots that used to be former teammates or whatever, and they're talking about probably how great it is to play
Yep.
for Vrabel that it makes these
Totally new
other guys
regime.
want to come here.
New regime.
1000%. Yep.
New regime. And again, it's exciting. And it's, I believe this team will get back there. I'm not saying it's going to happen next year, but I don't think this is a one and done team. There's just too much talent. The
No,
coach is going to be here for a while. You're going to have the quarterback here for a while. And like you both said, people want to come here. It is appealing. Yeah, their schedule's going to be tough next year, no doubt about it. But there's people out there saying, "Oh, this team is going to go 4-13 again." That's ridiculous.
yeah,
Not
but
happening.
the future is very bright for sure. But I want to get back to an earlier point I was making. I do think this game was winnable. They had a chance to come back and at least make it a game. Maybe not even win in the end, but make it a game. And that interception just crushed them. And
And a strip sack too.
I'll tell you this. I mean, it's a point that really can't be proven. I guess it could be argued about and debated about. But I do think Drake May's shoulder was an issue because, as one of you mentioned, there were many open receivers, and he missed them. He just straight
Andy
up
talked about
missed
that.
them.
Yeah.
I've never seen Drake May miss so many open guys.
Oh, look at how open Austin Hooper was. That was a 50-yard gain easily.
Easily.
Yeah. Or
Easily.
be so panicked to have a big play to make it downfield that fast,
But again, was he panicked because of the pressure he was feeling from their D line?
I
Probably a
think it
little bit
was
of both.
both. I think it was probably both.
Both.
I think it was, obviously because of the pass rush. The Seattle pass rush was relentless and tremendous. But I do think that he felt like in that moment he needed a huge play because he knows his shoulder is not well, and he probably didn't believe that he could nickel and dime his way up the field like he usually does because his shoulder limited him. I
Yep.
mean, I think that was. I would love to know the truth. I mean, we may never find out.
We probably
but
won't ever know the
he
truth.
I
he
don't
didn't
know.
look right. He didn't look right, I guess is my point. He
That's
didn't
fair.
look like
That's fair.
the normal
That's-
Drake May.
Let me ask you both this too. Where does Seattle go from here? Is this a team that is going to continue to build, or do you think this is just a one and done thing?
Oh no,
I don't think
they're
it's a
going to be
one and done
around a
thing.
while.
So
Go
you think
ahead.
they're going to be in the mix again too next year as well? You
Jared.
think
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're going to lose what they lost Clint Kubiak to the Raiders, but they'll replace him. I mean, now they're going to have obviously huge appeal now. They just won the Super Bowl.
Well,
So coaches are going to want to go there, players are going to want to go there. Curious what they do with Kenneth Walker's contract situation.
Good player.
See how
He's a
see how
good
Sam
player.
Darnold plays this year, but it's pretty clear that Smith and Jigba is maybe the best receiver in the league, probably the best receiver in the league. I mean, he had what 1,900 yards receiving this year. That's insane.
they have
You
him
know,
on a long-term deal,
that's
don't they?
actually insane.
Didn't they extend
Um,
him? I could
yeah, I
be
think.
wrong.
Oh, they might have actually, but again, they'll bring back a lot of guys in their a lot of
Yeah.
guys on their defense as well. Yeah, I think they'll be in the mix.
Well,
I
and
think
don't
they'll
forget
absolutely
how
be in
much
the mix.
salary Seattle cut by getting rid of like DK Metcalf and
Yeah,
um, the other receiver. I'm having
Tyler
trouble.
Lockett.
Yeah, Lockett.
Yeah.
They cut a lot of cap, so
They
got some
did.
money to spend. They're going to be
And the
around a
Patriots
while. They're going to be the beast of the West, I think.
and the Patriots go to Seattle next year, so it's
Also, credit to
There
Mike
you go.
McDonald. Credit to Mike McDonald, coached his butt off this year. He won a Super Bowl at what, 38 years old?
yeah,
That's
he did a good job.
coached his butt
Not
off.
about it.
Who would have
Credit.
thought Sam Darnold gets a Super Bowl ring? Unreal.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, Seattle deserved it. I mean, they were great all season long. They beat everybody in their way, and it's no surprise that they won that game. It is a surprise how they won that game. I didn't think it would be a dominant type of win. It was always kind of an interesting game throughout. But that interception, as soon as Drake May threw that interception, the game was over.
the strip sack too. That hurt too. It
Yep.
just again, it's too many plays, too many mistakes, too many 3-and-outs. You just can't win a championship that way. Just can't.
Yep.
Well, time flies, and unfortunately, we have a lot of Hiller stuff to get to on the show. We got some interviews coming up and some great highlights, but we do have a couple minutes left for some final thoughts. And I'm going to start with final thoughts tonight. Then we'll get to you two guys. And one of my final thoughts, since we didn't get to it, I just want to say, go USA, beat Canada. The USA women going to the championship game. And it's going to be Thursday at 1:10 p.m. for those of you that want to watch. USA Canada this Thursday at 1:10 p.m. That's Thursday, February 19th. So hopefully they'll get a nice win against Canada, and hopefully the men will get the job done as well and beat Canada. Canada has had US's number on the men's side in the last few years, so hopefully they could flip the script this year. And also, playoff brackets come out this Saturday, so be on the lookout for where the Hillers will be and where HCAM will be at our website, hcam.tv, as well as our social media. Jared, any final thoughts?
You stole my thunder on the hockey.
That's why I went first.
As a dual citizen, I do like Canada, but I always root for the USA in the Olympics, and they've been a wagon this year in women's hockey. So I think they've already shown they can beat Canada. They beat Canada 5-0 earlier in the tournament. Granted, Canada was playing without their best player, but still, the U.S. has been a wagon, absolute wagon. Abby Murphy playing insane hockey. Kendall Coyne, just playing lights out hockey. U.S. men, well, I think will have it a bit more difficult. Now they're going to get by Sweden. Sweden is the only other team besides them in Canada with a full roster of NHL players, and Sweden has a ton of talent, so that will not be an easy game. But the Olympics have been a lot of fun to watch. I've been watching a lot of the curling. Gotta love the curling, and go from there. So
We should have an
and
HCAM Sports Talk curling tournament.
also going to be excited for the March Madness coming up in about a month. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Very excited this year.
We'll do our brackets on the show. Andy, any final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts. These All-Star games are just getting unwatchable, really. I don't know if any of you guys watched the NBA All-Star game the other day. I watched it for like 5 or 10 minutes.
I watched a little bit, yeah.
I had to shut it off.
I'll tell you what, we'll have a lot of hour segments coming up in the near future, and there's a few studio shows, hopefully, and we'll have Andy's All-Star rant. It'll be awesome.
All right.
But we're out of time. Thanks for joining us, folks. Hiller highlights and happenings coming up next. Hey, Tom Nappi here, and we are joined by head coach of Hopkinton Hiller girls varsity basketball, Mike Greco, and we also have two of the stars of the team, Tegan Restaghini and Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. How are you, folks?
Good. Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Coach, I'll start with you. A great win you just picked up against Westwood on senior night this past Friday. The team really played well. They created a whole lot of turnovers. The defense seemed to overwhelm Westwood. Could you just talk about your team's performance in that game?
Sure. Yeah, I think that we really put together a solid, second half. The last 12, 14 minutes of the game, we were able to, kind of ramp up our communication defensively. We were able to find some traps and generate some turnovers. And, we did a good job of having our defense sort of spark our offense. And, once we did that, we started playing with energy. We were able to separate a little bit. But I thought, first half of the game, Westwood did a real good job of, sticking with us and handling the pressure pretty well. And, it wasn't until late that we really kind of made that run.
Seated next to you, you have the captains of this year's team. What's it like to have these two captains as the leaders of your team on the floor?
It's fantastic. These girls have been with us for 4 years now. They understand everything that we're trying to do out there from, multiple positions. So it's like having, an extension of the coaching staff on the court. But more than that, like they do such a good job of making sure that everybody's involved, even off the court, that everybody's hanging out together, that everybody's getting along, that we keep everybody involved and motivated. We've talked a lot about, building positive team culture this year, and these two here have been one of the absolute biggest reasons why we've been successful in doing that. So I can't speak highly enough of them.
Right. Tegan, you dropped 22 points in that Westwood game. It must have felt good to beat this Westwood team twice this year after they beat you guys twice last year. It must feel good to get that win on senior night.
Yeah, definitely. It was such a fun experience, and like I'm so appreciative of what all the girls did for senior night as well. Like having them all like celebrate us, and I was so appreciative of all they did. I'm really grateful that like they were so excited for me, and like after the game, like especially like one of my teammates come up to me and they're like, "You did so good, you did so good." Just like having an environment like that where it's like they're always cheering you on. It's something that's like unique, and you don't always get to experience that.
Sophia, you had a great performance as well. Uh, it must have felt good to beat Westwood on senior night. What's it been like playing with this group all season?
It's definitely been very fun. Like we've had very good teams in the past, but I feel like this one's specifically bonded in a way that other teams haven't in the past. Like it doesn't like it's not like separated from like people that play, people that don't, and like no one like treats anyone differently based on that. And we're all just like one like person basically when we're like practicing and playing.
What do you expect in this matchup, and what are you going to look to do to try to get the win against this Ashland team?
Hopefully just keep things rolling. Ashland's tough. They play hard. They're better than what their record shows. They can score, they can shoot, they get after it on defense. They try to get up and pressure. They play physical. They try to run like we do. So hopefully, it's an up and down game a little bit. For us, we're gonna focus on what we can control. We're gonna try to get after it on defense and trap and turn teams over, and focus on our communication, and hopefully that sparks the offense. And if we do the things that we can control well, then the score is going to take care of itself.
This question is for the captains. What's it been like working with this young sophomore group? And there's certainly some great talent in the younger classes as well. What's it been like working with this young group?
I feel like they're all very like up to date with their abilities. Like it doesn't feel like we're playing with like anyone that isn't experienced. Like they all play club. They all are very like athletic. So it's been good.
Yeah, it's like you almost don't realize like what grade you're in. Like our group just like blends so well. Like I'm like best friends with the junior and best friends with the sophomore. It doesn't matter. Like and I'm like obviously like freshman too. Like it doesn't matter what grade you're in. We all just blend so well. And on the court, it's like the same thing. Like Soph said, like you can't tell. Like it's like we're all like playing together no matter what grade you're at or what level you're at.
I think that speaks a lot to the culture that these two have really helped build. That everybody's equal. We don't change anything, about, how we treat anybody based on, whether they're earning a lot of minutes or they're starting or they're not starting. We always say that, nobody's importance to our group is ever dictated by their minutes. But I think these two, all of our seniors and even our juniors have done such a good job of making sure those underclassmen, feel included and are all held to the same standard.
Well, it's certainly good team chemistry out there, no doubt. So I have to ask, we're getting towards the final games of the season, towards the postseason. So we'll start with Tegan for this one. Do you have any goals for the remainder of this season, whether it's team goals or goals for yourself?
Um, I'd say just one of my main goals going into the season was just like continue playing no matter what time of the season it is. Like I think once you get to the end of the season, it's sometimes a bit of a hard stretch. So as long as we keep going and keep pushing, that's sort of one of my goals. And another goal I have is probably get to the third round in playoffs because we've had for the past 2 years we've lost in the first round. I really want to get by that first round, but I also want a home game as well for a playoff game, hopefully, because that's something that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping there'll be a lot of playoff games as well. Sophia, what about you? Do you have any goals for the remainder of the season, whether it's personal goals or team goals?
I don't have any personal goals, but as a team, I feel like a goal to just like keep it up and like continue how we've been playing in like our last game and more towards like how we were playing at the beginning of the season as like a unit.
All right, and Coach, I'll ask you the same thing. You have any goals of what you'd like to see this team accomplish?
I think the biggest thing that I would like for them is, I would love for our seniors to have the experience of a home playoff game. That's something that we haven't had in several years. So not only to make the tournament, but with the move to Division One and the power rankings, like it's tough out there. There's a lot of good teams in Division One, but getting a home playoff game would be big. But I think more than anything for me, I want to see them play fearless. To not worry about who's on the other bench, whether we're the favorites or the underdogs, but just to go out and play loose and have fun.
And I've realized the offense on this team has taken a step up, I'd say, over last year's team. Could you talk about why do you think this offense has improved? Because I'd say it's improved a pretty great amount.
I think a big part of it is that we had unselfish players last year, just like we have unselfish players this year. So I think the ball movement is still excellent, but I think really what you're seeing is that a lot of the players have grown and matured as basketball players. Last year we were not only young, but we were very inexperienced. We went through a lot of growing pains on the court. We were playing 3-4 freshmen regularly. And I think what you're seeing now is that we have the experience. The game has slowed down for a lot of them, where we understand how to make the extra pass, how to anticipate a little bit, how to read a defense a little bit better. And I think it's always been unselfish. We've always wanted to press and run and stuff like that. But, I think the biggest reason right now is we've got that year under our belts where the game has kind of slowed down for us a little bit.
Well, it was a great senior night win this past Friday. A very fun game to cover. It's been a pleasure covering this team, and hopefully we'll have many playoff games we'll be covering as well. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Sure. Thank you for having us.
Hiller girls basketball took on Ashland in Ashland on Tuesday, February 11th. It was a 29-20 Ashland lead late into the second quarter. WACA-TV Ashland had the broadcast.
2 for 2 from the line tonight. Make it 3 for 3 for 3 points. All from the free throw line for Murphy, Chat, and Garrett.
Grady heads to the bench, replaced by Lemos.
By Frias to Angler outside, knowing she had the help inside. Restaghini for 3.
Nails it.
Only a matter of time before they started heating up the situation. Simulus over to Chattangarette for 3 and nails it. And the lead goes to Hopkinton.
Frias pushes inside, pass is intercepted. Here come the Hillers in transition. Restaghini pushing it. Lefty layup. Myers off the glass too hard. Rebound. Chet Garrett.
Yeah. Dallas over to Simulus. Arcing 3, and it's good. Gets the roll. Ties the game at 39. Secure the rebound. Restaghini.
Allie Wilson almost forced a steal there. High off the glass for
sweeping Restaghini. You need the extra fouls. We don't have it. There's a steal by Grady.
See if she can pick it up cleanly. Drives, shot, no good. Rebound. Wilson, another rebound, and in! First bucket of the night for Allie Wilson's. Clockers by 1 with 30 seconds to go. Shot clock is off.
Oh, Rabinovich.
Wide open underneath. Clocker defense kind of fell apart there. 23 seconds to go. Nico brings it up. The crowd comes to its feet. Vitti, long pass to Wilson for 3. No good. Rebound by the Hillers. Double team underneath. And there's a foul as 3 players hit the floor.
Yeah, they had the wrong player on the foul.
What a time for the Rims to help out Hopkinton. Lead is now 2 with 3 seconds to go.
Otherwise, they can't set up the long throw.
Rimmed out, no good. Hopkinen controls, 0.6 seconds to go. Lemos is going to get called for the foul here, her third.
So, a heartbreaking loss for the Ashland Clockers.
Probably sticks a dagger in the Clockers' postseason hopes.
Hopkinton hangs on for the 45-43 win over Ashland and improves to 13-4. Ashland falls to 7-12. On Tuesday, February 10th, Hiller boys basketball hosted Ashland with hopes of getting their 10th win to officially clinch a state tournament spot and got things going early and often.
Yeah, the Ashland player just threw up a Hail Mary for that.
Oh, a steal here by Joe. Elstrom Hall gets it over. Shot from the wing, knocking it down. Connor Wynn. And how about that start for the Hillers?
Yeah, Connor Wynn didn't waste any time. Got right on the floor and lets it fly.
Go. Bauschman is in the game, as well as McNally. McNally to Bauschman. What a sweet pass and a nice finish.
Yeah, great pass by McNally. Drives the lane, gets the defense to suck all to him. Leaves Boschman all alone under the basket.
Oh, look at this. Joe up and in with the reverse lay-in. Effort. Usually you're going to get several scores throughout the game. Typically not in the first 3 minutes of the first quarter like tonight.
Great save.
And look at this. Joe with another nice finish. Federer's a foot taller than him. He'll take it.
Yeah.
Speaking of McNally, there he goes. No finish. Riley there to back him up.
Wow, what a finish by Riley. Coming over the top.
Miller's putting on a show on this Tuesday night. Full court pressure continues. Wolfram. Wow, trying to pass up the near side. Intercepted by Riley. The kick out to Heavey. Driving in. Sweet feed to Bauschman, and Bauschman with the finish. All Hillers here in the first 6 minutes. Jacob Garrow and Ashland. Oh, look at that steal by the quick Josh Kim, and up goes Bauschman. It's good, plus the foul. Lay-in by Elstrom Hall. Full court pressure continues from the Hillers. Elstrom Hall able to get it away. Keeps it inbounds, gets it to Bauschman. Bauschman to Kim. Kim thought about it, gets it to the wing. Win for three. Got it! Cho coming up the court. Gets it over to Win. Win for three. Oh, he's feeling it. Movie. Now Spinelli. McNally now. Gets it back to Heavey. Spinelli launches the three. Got it! Show up to Win. Driving
Nice
in from
pass.
the wing. What a feed of Bauschman and a nice finish.
Great pass by Wynn.
Hillers outscore Ashland in the first half, 51-14, and end up taking the game 92-39. We caught up with Coach Keene and one of this year's offensive leaders after the game.
Yeah, they were very motivated. You know, we did talk about trying to earn that 10th victory to try to get into the tournament. So it's a wonderful accomplishment for them. So I'm very proud of them.
And 13 different point scores tonight. The offense really clicking. Can you talk about your shooting tonight?
Yeah, that's great to see everybody got in the books. And, you know, more than the kids scoring, I think they did a great job finding each other. They were really sharing the basketball and playing unselfishly. So, again, I'm pleased with how they moved the ball tonight.
And a great leadership group on this team. Can you talk about your captains this year?
Yeah, Gavin Cho's a 3-year varsity guy, and he's done a great job leading us. And then Tori Alstrom Hall, who's someone who's been coming to these games with his mom and watching the games on HCAM. He's been coming since he was 3 years old, I think. So he's two great leaders. They've done a fantastic job, and it's the nicest group of kids that we've had in a long time, so you can't be more happy than that.
It feels good. We've been working all season towards it, so to get that final win feels great.
And how does it feel to have your team put up 92 points against the Ashland Clockers tonight?
We're hoping for 100, but 92 was good. It was a good team effort. Everyone got in. Everyone put some points on the board, so it was a good team effort.
And what's it been like playing with this group all season?
It's very fun. Great group of kids. a lot of different personalities, all age groups, so it's been really fun to get to know everybody.
On Wednesday, February 11th, Hiller Boys Hockey hosted Holliston, seeking revenge from a loss earlier in the season.
Now up the near side, Rivera. Yeah, shot there and it's in! Tim Zodio! A beauty of a score by the freshman. Off a pass from Parker Rivera. Tim Zodio makes it 1-0 Hillers.
It was a 1-0 Hiller lead heading into the second period.
And there's a shot and it's put in! Mac Roberts, the junior. Roley bringing it around. Sends it over to Spavento. Back to Petroli. There's a shot and right in he goes! Matt Petroli bringing the heat! What an absolute beauty. And Matt Petroli, the last couple of games, has just had some absolutely stunning goals. And that score is no exception. Picked up by Roach. Roach trying to bring it out. It's stolen away. There's a shot and it's in! Oh, Jag Resnick! The swipe and shot and the goal. Jack Resnick. Petroli looking for the one-timer. Just missed it. Stiglin sends it over. There's a shot from Petroli and it's popped in. Off the rebound and is put in by Fitmahan.
Hopkinton adds 3 more goals, and it's a 4-1 game into the third.
Unfortunately, only 2 minutes on the clock, and a shot off the side of the net goes Matt Petroli. They had to do a double take. That one hung out there for a little bit along the side of the net. Resnick looking to bring it out. Drops it off the boards, gets it over to Spavento. Spavento sends it along the blue line. Pass to Petroli, and he puts it in! Matt Petroli off a feed from Corey DaCosta. Bedard drew up, but we'll have to wait for that. Resnick on a breakaway. Approaching, that takes a shot, and couldn't get the piece of it he wanted. But then the puck was left loose, and Willian Tosca slams it in to make it a 6-2 game. Tosca battling though with Robs. Resnick sends it over. Here comes Ian Tosca. Around the defender, takes it. Oh, he's got another one. Well, Ian Tosca sends another one stick side. And just like that, the Hillers are up by 5. This one. Sent down, a shot there by Martin, turned away. And now in the high slot, it's put in! Unreal! Off the rebound, Max Alexander!
A barrage of goals from Hopkinton, 4 goals in the third, and they take the win 8-2. We caught up with some of the team after the game.
Against a very good Holliston team. It must feel good after a tough loss last time you played them to come back and get the win here tonight.
Yeah, I think that was on our minds. You know, they stole one from us last time, and we wanted to do everything in our power tonight to make sure we got the result we wanted.
And lots of very impressive goals tonight. And the shooting all season has been good, but it's been very good all season. But I feel the last few games especially, it has just been on point. Can you just talk about your team's shooting as of late?
Yeah, we've been real vocal about it as a group. We were honestly missing the net too much and doing teams favors for a while. So we just asked them to focus, make sure the puck goes on the net first. You know, no such thing as a perfect shot, and we're looking to crash the net. We're looking to score on the rebound.
And this team seems to really be clicking now, right now, more than ever. 3 straight wins. And certainly a good time of year to be clicking. Can you talk about your team's chemistry? It seems to have gotten better as the season has gone on.
Yeah, for sure. I think every year, you got to start fresh. You got a new group of kids, and some years they gel quicker than normal, but nothing's good for camaraderie like a couple of good wins. So.
And some really impressive goals tonight. Do any of the goals that you see this team score, especially Matt Pedroli, shock you? Because some of them are just unbelievable.
Sure, I do, but I also caution them against, going for the highlight reel goals first. My message is always we got to build our foundation for offense off of gritty goals, and then we're going to sprinkle it in with the, with the highlight reel stuff. So I love them, but if we're driving the net like dogs, I'm happy anyway.
And it might have been outshined a little bit by the offense tonight, but some tremendous goaltending and defense tonight against Holliston. Can you talk about the goaltending performance of Colton Spavento and this tremendous defense tonight?
For sure. I thought Spivey was great in the net. He was sharp all night. He was good with the first save, and he was good all the way to the end. I think we did do them a couple of favors. I mean, they're a high-volume shooting team. So, if Holliston's going to be in a game and have a chance to beat you, then you're going to give up a lot of shots to them. So I don't think we did a great job limiting the shots tonight, but Colton was there to save us. He did a great job.
The boys were really just excited to be out here to play these guys. It's always a good game. They're a good team. So I think we really just wanted to come out here and prove what we can do. So I think we showed that tonight, and it was a great effort.
Yeah, I feel like lots of energy in the building. We grew up with a lot of these kids, so it's pretty personal for us, so big win for us.
Absolutely, and Matt, you and Connor here seem to have a great connection out there.
100%, yeah.
It seems like whenever you're getting a goal, Connor's on the assist. Whenever Connor's getting the goal, you're on the assist. Can you just talk about the connection you two have?
I've literally been playing with him like my whole career here, so it's just it formed really quick. We just clicked right away. And especially this year, we're just both scoring this year. It's been great.
I'd say he definitely makes my job a lot easier for sure. He's one of the most talented hockey players I've ever seen in my life. So getting to play with him on my line's a privilege. He's a great kid. He works hard, and it's just easy to find each other.
Yeah, love playing with this kid. He works his off. So.
And this team seems to really be clicking, especially over these last few games. Connor, can you just talk about the chemistry out there and why do you think this team's clicking, I'd say, more than ever at this point in the season?
I think we've scored, 18 goals in the past 3 games, 20 now. So I would say just the offense has really come together. I would say Coach Hayes, we installed a new forecheck, and I think it's really working. But the efforts, honestly, it's really progressed. I think, obviously, as the season's getting late, playoffs are around the corner, we're really excited to go, and we're hoping to earn our spot and get a home playoff game and play in front of our crowd. So,
yeah, I think the new forecheck's been big. It just clicks for our team more, fits our play style. So this is the best time to get going in the season, so I think it's great.
Absolutely. And Matt, I have to ask, do any of your goals ever shock you? Because they certainly shock me sometimes.
The one against Norwood the first goal against Norwood last week, that one shocked me. I did not think I was going to score that one. I think it just went in the net. I don't know how, but.
All right, and what's it been like playing with this group, Matt?
It's been great. I mean, every single game, every single practice, I just cherish it. I've never had this much fun playing hockey. I just love it every second.